and be sure to have your 609 license. I'm not going to be practicing no AC jobs on my channel. Unlike this one YouTuber, I might as well just say his name, Astro Auto Repairs. He's Alright, YouTube was good. Leekautorepair. Make sure y'all hit that like button. Make sure y'all subscribe and all of that good stuff. So with y'all, let me get some gloves. So what y'all see right here is my baby. Y'all know I got my buddy is my truck, and then my baby is this Honda. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe. I probably already said that. And if you won't get my alerts when my video drop, you need to hit that bell button so that way you can get it on time every time. You feel me? And hit the like button. Make sure I subscribe for the third time probably. So 2013 Honda Accord. I love this car. When I bought the car, it might be a little older than y'all, but for me, this is kind of newish. Because when I got this car from Carvana. You ever heard of Carvana, an online car buying experience thingy-majig? With them is you find your car online, you like it, they bring it to you, you still like it, you get to keep it. I was real picky looking at a car. I was going to get the newer Honda, the body style after this, but then I figured like, hey, I'm not getting that. It's going to be too much money. My note is going to be extremely high. I don't want a high-ass car note. So went down year, found a 2013, and out of all the ones I saw, I've seen this one with it had 36,000 miles on it, if I can believe. I gotta look at the papers from when I had first got it, but it was 36,000 miles on it. It was really nothing wrong with it. Nothing wrong with it. The only thing I had to do was put a washer pump in, and I could have took that and got it done on a warranty. But I'm the type of boy. If it's small, man, if it's small, big, you're not touching my car. I'll touch it myself. I don't care if I gotta come out of my pocket. You know what you're getting into when you buy a car, a used car. On top of that, and then things are wrong with it. That comes down to your responsibility to making sure those things are right. So got this car low mileage. Now this is 6 months with this car. I got 41,000 miles on it, and I really don't even drive this car that much. It really sits. Ever since I got Buddy, I've been driving Buddy a lot. And today what I'm going to be doing is showing y'all how to use Robin Air. I guess the model on this would be the 48800. Maybe that's a GM number because it's stamped GM on it, but this is a Robin Air machine. And I'll zoom up closer in a second, but it's really simple. This one doesn't use the latest refrigerant, 1234YZ or YF, I believe. I hate that machine because the machine takes extremely long every time. But this one is R134A, and be sure to have your 609 license. I'm not going to be practicing no AC jobs on my channel. Unlike this one YouTuber, I might as well just say his name, Astro Auto Repairs. He's one of those guys that you definitely, I'm not starting no beef and nothing like that, but if you want to learn from somebody, you learn somebody who do things the correct way as far as paperwork go. When you're dealing with certain things that require paperwork, I remember him seeing and a bunch of other people, you know, venting off the, you know, refrigerant in the atmosphere. That is illegal to do. To properly handle refrigerant, be 1R12, 134A, 1234, YF or whatever. You gotta have your license. You need to have your proper licenses to handle this. Some places don't care, some places do, but since I'm showing you guys how to do it, it has to be stated that I have the license and I'm properly handling this. And if anybody wants to try to get me in trouble, then all I gotta do is just pull out my, there's a fly right there. All I gotta do is pull out my 609 card and I'm good to go. And if you need information on getting your 609 card, leave it in the comment box. You can email me at leekautorepair.com. You can hit me up, Leekautorepair Gmail, or you can hit me up on Instagram at Leekautorepair. Everything is Leekautorepair. And so it's real simple. So I'm going to turn on this machine. I'm going to, better come on. It's on. I'm going to set up on the service ports so that way, you know, you guys can see what's going on in details. And once again, the like button, make sure you guys subscribe. All right, first things first. Of course, engine needs to be off. You don't want the compressor running. That'd be extremely dangerous for you if you don't know what you're doing. And I mean, I don't know anybody who recovers refrigerant with the engine on in the first place. So take off your service caps. For me, if you have this car, you got a blue and a light green. The smaller one got L on it. That says low side, and the high side, hot side, or whatever you want to call it, is the bigger one. It got H on it. Not all caps indicate which one is which. You need to look at it. So when you're looking at these service ports, if one is larger than the other, the larger one is for the hot or high side. And then you got the low one, the small one is obviously below. You get what I'm saying? So what you want to do, I turned on the machine, and if we can see on my GoPro, it says change oil. We're not worrying about that. So I'm going to unwrap these, the hose, and hook up these quick connects, the couplings or whatever you want to call it. So you lift up on here, bam. As soon as you lift up, and make sure the valve is all the way backed out, like in a closed position, and push down on it, and then you might feel it snap in, or sometimes you yank up on it, up and down, so that way it don't come apart. And do not yank too hard, because these lines are these some weak ass lines basically, and you don't want to bend it and nothing like that. So always be delicate, treat it with care. I mean, treat it with care when you're always dealing with AC lines, and that's all you need to know. So hook this up, bam, I'm in there. So now I'm going to open the valves, and as I open the valves, we should see these gauges moving, high side, low side. So just pay attention to the gauge. Try to keep my head facing this. So I just adjusted the low side, and this is the high side. Ooh, we have a leak right here. That is not good. So give me 1 second while I correct this. Some of the guys in here like to play with these line fittings, not properly using them. So I don't know, I had to twist it around a couple times, and obviously it's still right now. So we're looking at our pressure gauges. You see on the low side is reading almost 80 something degrees, not maybe 89, 88. And then we got over here, it's reading about the same thing. You should always have both sides that you know you got a good pressure for sure. Both sides should be reading ambient temperature, which is your outside temperature. It's supposed to be close. Could be plus or negative some degrees or whatever. It doesn't matter, long as it's equal on both sides. So next, I'm going to set select function, and what I want to do is I want to properly recover this. Got both valves already open, so I'm going to hit the recover button, and it's checking pressures. And this machine is real simple, especially if you're a beginner. Took me a couple times, years ago when I was doing this. Took me a couple times to get it right, but everything is a procedure, and you follow your procedure, you should be good. And then plus, they don't teach you this in school. You'll learn this in a real life field. So you'll notice on the AC gauges it says recover in progress, clearing. So you'll see the gauge start dropping down. When it drops down, it's going to go all the way to 0, and then if it still proceeds, it's going to go past 0. That means it's, you know, vacuum is being drawn. So here's a go right here. The gauges are dropping, and this measures how much is leaving the system, is coming out. So if you pay attention to your labels on your car, especially this guy right here, yours might be a different color label, but it lets me know HFC 134A, cool oil type. It lets me know the PAG oil. Says max and the maximum that I can fill it up to is 16.8 ounces. That's just slightly a hair over a pound. And remember, 16 ounces is a pound. And then you got I can't see exactly, 15 ounces. That's a little bit under a pound. So I can be between 15 ounces and 16.8 ounces. So I guess I'm just going to make it kind of max. I'm just going to put exactly a pound in it, 16 ounces. So we still recovering. We're not done. And this being not 1 pound that I just read, it says 0.2, might come out to 0.5, it might come out to 0.3, but obviously I don't even have enough refrigerant in the system. So it's either this could have a leak in it. My AC worked. It could have had a leak in the system, or somebody probably did some service on it and didn't properly charge it up properly. Somebody probably tried to charge it up on their own, because AutoZone like to offer, you know, people to self-do, like, you know, do everything on their own, as far as giving them like one of those quick connect cans with the gauge on it. I see new ones with a digital gauge, and a lot of people don't know when or how much to fill it up. So we got this machine. I got the correct amount that's supposed to go in there. We're going to put the correct amount. Good thing that my ambient pressures was like looking real good, because if it was low, and my ambient pressures wouldn't be up the way it is, and my AC wouldn't be cold. Now, I'm just doing it because being as though this car is a 2013, we in 2021, I want fresh refrigerant in it. All refrigerant supposed to be evacuated at some point during this car life. I've never met one car that never got charged before. Had cars that always, the refrigerant went bad and it wasn't generating any more cold air, so just recharge it and it was Gucci. Gave it a nice vacuum. So sometimes I'm not telling y'all you know, bad practice, but like I wait for it to time out. If I'm in a rush, if it's a personal job or something, I'll just exit this procedure and go straight to the vacuum. Now y'all, my vacuum times is, I'm going to be my vacuum times is always like, it could be 10 minutes, it could be 5 minutes. They tell you traditionally to do it, if I remember by the book, is to go by 30 minutes. I'm not sitting there waiting no 30 minutes, and plus it's after 6:30 a little bit, maybe 6:32, I'm trying to get out of here. My shift was over well over an hour ago, so I'm not gonna run through the whole thing. So I'm gonna hit the stop button, stop, and it lets me know that it recovered half a pound when it was supposed to be a pound in it. So next I'm going to recover. I'm not recover, I said recover. I'm going to vacuum. Well, it's clearing, so I gotta wait for it to clear, so just wait a second. It might ask you if you want to change oil or it's going to drain the oil. Just let it do its thing. Don't worry about the oil part yet. We'll tell you about that in a sec. Not in this video at least, but it's going to be a whole nother video. But this video I'm showing you the basics on how to recharge. So we're going to hit vacuum. It's going to ask me if I want to change oil. No, I do not. And I'm putting my evacuation time 5 minutes. Someone had it preset to 10. So hit start. Would I like to perform a leak test? No, I do not. And let it time out, and you'll see the gauge creep down. If you're looking at it, see how it was going down? And this one probably is going to hit this little stop. They got like a little metal stopper thing in it for the gauge, and this one is going to sit right on it. And when the gauges draw back, you know you pull and vacuum, and just wait it out. Alright, next, my evacuation is done. So now I'm going to take off the low side line, and I'm going to have this little gun thingy with dye in it. This is what we use here. But if you recover your system and you have, you know, way less than you evacuated, obviously a half a pound missing. So I'm gonna add dye on there. Just lets me know if I do have a leak. All I gotta do when next time I look at it, probably no time soon, or when it's time to look at it, all I gotta do is chase the system, AC lines, fittings, AC compressor, anywhere under the hood where AC follows. That's where I will be looking with the, you know, the yellow glasses with the black light, the UV light, or whatever you want to call it. So with this one comes with a measurement. If you don't have a measurement, there's many ways to measure fluid. If you know how to cook, then you know what the hell I'm talking about. So with this shit, basically I'm going to be adding just less than a ½ ounce. And the reason why I'm adding less than a ½ ounce, because I'm not adding anything that could I don't want to add too much that's going to affect my cooling system. You get what I'm saying? So I just want only a little bit. I don't want a lot. You put an ounce in there is a whole lot. We're not doing that. So make sure this go in, and you're going to do this the way I did it with, you know, engine off, all that. You can do it with the engine running if you want, only on the low side, but I'm already right here. Do it right now. And this one is only for the low side anyway. So watch your gauge on here. Let me see where we at. Where we pumping? We pumping? We pumping. We got action. Let me make sure y'all see. And that's all the dye I'm putting in here. I'm not putting in no more. Nada. That's it for me. Give me a shop towel.
clean it up. You see the yellow on my gloves? That's what your system gonna look like when if it do start leaking. So I'm gonna put it on a low side hose again. Actually, I should have closed the valve. I should have told you that. Always before you take this off, this coupling, close the valve. That means dial it out, not in. So now I'm going to dial it back in after I got it connected. And now I'm going to hit charge. And no, I don't have an electric compressor. It's going to ask me, how much do I want to put? I did say, look at the label again. I'm going to look at it. And it is a glare. You don't need to see. I'm going to put 16.8 ounces. But I put dye in it. And I did say I was going to do 16, right? So I'm going to put 0.100 pounds. And this can be converted over to, you know, kg, kilograms, or whatever you want to call it. It can be converted over. So I'm going to hit, after I hit that, and I select how many pounds I want, hit start. And it's going to say do not, you know, disturb in progress. It is charging on the high side, but high side goes to the low side, so it's going to be both at the same time. And that's the reason why you can't do it with the engine running. My gauges is going up, and I should be up to ambient temperature. And then if you notice right here, lets me know where I'm at with things, how much is being added, and you'll see it start slowing down. And just before it gets to where it needs to get to, like its mark, it's gonna, like I said, it's gonna slow down, and you might hear the machine do a little X, Y, and Z, you know, but that's just what it do. And just wait a minute before it tops off. Then after we get finished topping off, that's another step. I want to clear the gauges. The reason we got to clear the gauges is because you don't want to leave pressure inside of this machine or the hoses, because the next jackass that hook it up to the car, his AC readings will be affected because the last idiot did it. And I call myself an idiot, but if I was to leave it in there, I would be. But their reading's going to be all totally off because there was existing pressure in the hoses. So always, before, you know, when you're done with the machine, before you're done, evacuate the line pressure. Make sure there's zero line pressure, because line pressure that's already there, and you go check an AC system, will affect your AC pressure readings. And you can possibly add more than it's supposed to have in there. Laws of physics, the AC lines, the pressure will balance out, so you will be adding more. So I'm charged up. It's going to ask me to hit disconnect the hose. So dial them out. Real simple. I'm up. Then you get here. This is suspect a little bit. Make sure your valves is not leaking too. The straighter valves on the inside. If you had a straighter valve tool, go in and just lightly clock it in a little bit, and you're gonna be done with that. And I got dye not oozing out, but that come from the pressure me disconnected. So what I'm going to do is take an air line and the air gun, blower, whatever you want to call it, and I want it clean. Wipe it off too, you know, in your areas. If you want to hit it with water, brake cleaner, whatever it is you want to do. I probably hit it with brake cleaner since I'm already here, because I don't want that yellow stuff all up, you know. Clean them up real good. Yep. Bam. Got dye. And it dried up over there, but I could care less because I always go back and clean it if I want. So now you're going to hit start. It's going to clear the hoses. And if you want to start wrapping up the hoses, you can. And this machine has its own little ports on here. You can just sit it on. Does nothing. It's just, you just sit it on. And that's that. And you'll notice the hoses is clearing because the gauge is going to drop down past 0 and vacuum reading, basically, because that's what's happening. And I'm going to put my service caps back on. Then after that, I'm going to start the car up. And I start the car up, I want to make sure it's cold. I'm cold, I'm Gucci. I ain't got nothing else to talk about.
Alright, so Leekautorepair show you guys how to use the Robin machine, basic functions. In the future, of course, we're going to get some more videos using the machine. For all you guys looking to get the license, you got the license, you don't know how to use the machine, you don't know nothing about AC stuff, period, you're just stupid about it, I got you. So make sure you guys hit the like button, make sure you guys subscribe, and make sure y'all follow me on Instagram too at Leekautorepair. P.O. Box, keep on saying it, P.O. Box is coming soon, and that's all I got to say.